I did my my after hour show for the first time in like 6 months on Thursday, and I had to I had to remember how to set all this stuff up.
Yeah.
You do it on your own, huh?
Yeah, OBS Studio with my laptop, and I got my camera I bought last year for YouTube, and
you guys live.
And
oh boy,
it's kind of fun. It especially when I actually have stuff to do. Like this Wednesday, I'm going to start building my B74 for carpet. So that'll be good. All right, well, we are live, and this is the first time we've had a guest in a while, and Will and I were talking about bringing guests on, and you know, with the Worlds just finishing up and how well they've done, not just at the Worlds, but like in the last couple of years, especially nationally. I was like, man, we should totally get the Fullers on. Like, that'd be a really good idea. And so I got a hold of Mike like Friday, and then I kind of forgot about the message, and I texted him back last night. I said, hey, you know, you could be on next Monday, or if you're willing to get on here tomorrow, we can do it for a little bit. So we have Mike and Mason Fuller. They're in their car because they're at a Kaden football game. Is that right?
Yeah, Caden's in his football game tonight. He's got Monday Night Football for Kaden. That's what they play.
And who's that for? It's not high school, right?
Yeah, it's Urbandale High School.
Oh, it is? Oh.
Yep.
They do
he's a JV team.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not on the varsity yet, so he's still a sophomore. Right.
But how long has he played football for? It's been a while, if I remember right.
Yeah, he's been playing off and on since he played all through junior high. 7th grade he started, I think.
Yeah.
So yes, he's played quite a few years. 4 years now.
Did Mason play? Did you play?
No.
No?
Not really.
Well, you played 1 year, like.
I mean, yeah, like elementary, but
he didn't care for
past that.
Yeah. It's kind of like Emerson. Emerson, I've tried to get him into certain sports, and he's more into real cars and dirt bikes and RC cars, you know?
Yep.
All right, well, I know I only got you for a short period of time, so first things first, I just want to say good job that we were all rooting for you here. You know, everybody at the HobbyPlex was making sure they watched Mason's qualifiers, Caden's qualifiers, kind of figuring out where they were. I think, did I see right that Mason got a 15 one round? Is that right?
Seeding, I think I did.
Seeding you did?
I think 18 was my best qualifier round.
Okay.
Sure.
Still, I mean, that's really, really good. What was your take on the track? Like we'll go over travel and all that stuff, but just to get to the nitty gritty, I mean, what did you think when you got there? This was your first international race that I'm aware of, correct?
Yeah, first time out of the country racing. The track was huge. Definitely bigger than any other track we've been on. Driver's stand was really high, so depth perception was pretty hard for the first day at least. And then the track was super consistent, but it was like concrete basically.
Yeah.
So we ran some A1s, which is super hard tire. And yeah, it was basically anything that we could practice on here was nothing like it there. So
did you think that sort of set the entire American team back a little bit then?
Well, I know everybody was changing their cars every time I talked to everybody.
Yeah, we had to change the cars
every run
for the first few days. So yeah, I would say so.
And did you guys change a lot on your stuff, or did you have a setup going in from the Hot Bodies team?
No, we didn't. We changed. No, we didn't have anything.
Nobody went for the warm up, so we had to start from scratch basically.
So when you landed on like a setup, did you stay with it, or did you? It was just like every time you went on the track, you had to change something else every time.
Pretty much up till the last day of qual. I think we changed something every time until like the second day of the second qualifier day. I don't think we changed anything. We were just trying to find out tires really at that point.
Really?
We were trying to throw everything at the kitchen sink. Because we knew tires were what was holding us back, not really set up.
Yeah. So like, was there any like one thing other than tires or anything that you changed in your car other than tires that was like that was the biggest difference making change that I made?
I mean, the diffs were pretty huge, I think. And
yeah.
Then I ran 0 degree toe, I think.
Yeah, which we did 0 or half a degree or 0. Kind of ended up in there. No rear toe, basically.
Oh, really?
No rear toe?
No. Wow. You need the car to rotate. There was plenty of forward well, there wasn't really forward bite per se. I don't know. It was odd because of the tire. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
It seemed weird, like the car as the grip would come up, the cars like they almost looked looser because the front end was like gripping more and like overpowering the rear. So it was kind of like when you watch the cars go through the corner, it's like the grip would just like snap your car around the corner sometimes if you weren't ready for it. Is that like safe to say? Or I mean, I wasn't there, but
You drove
I mean,
it.
yeah, it's like the car just floated around the corner, but it was
Yeah.
like loose, but had grip still. It was
yeah,
weird.
exactly.
You needed it to rotate. You needed it to rotate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's why pretty much nobody was running any rear tail. I think pretty much everybody was that way.
Yeah.
Like you could never get by with that here, but there's no. It's not, the way the surface is like driving in a parking lot essentially.
Yeah. Yep.
I would say like that would be the closest thing you could practice to is like go in a parking lot and drive. I would say
Mm-hmm.
on like
Yeah.
concrete.
Did it
Wow.
being used to what we're doing here, the American style racing was the driving any different? Like if you were in traffic, was there anything that was just outstandingly different in the international stage than versus the American stage that we're used to?
I mean, yeah, they like to call out traffic. I mean, they didn't have like announcing, so that's all they were doing was if a car faster was behind you, you had to let them go
Oh,
or you'd get disqualified. So, I mean, yeah, the racing was a lot different.
and
Yeah.
you said that there was really no announcing. That's one thing I noticed. Like when you heard over the PA, there wasn't the normal, like when I run a race, I try to be entertaining as well as informative to the drivers. It didn't seem like that was the case there at that one.
There was no entertaining. It was just, car 1 let car 2 go or something like that.
Yeah, like car 3, car 5, car 6, you're driving together.
That was it.
You're racing together. These cars are racing together. Like, and it was like basically he would tell you to pull over way ahead. Like if somebody's coming up on you,
Yeah.
like he would be like a whole like seconds ahead, and the guy would say, "Yeah, car 7, let somebody over," And be careful. Like if you ever car's closer, he'd be like, "Be careful, car 6, 7, race clean." It was kind of odd.
Yeah. How did your main go? I unfortunately wasn't awake to see it. I feel really bad about that, but I did wake up in time to see Kaden's 15 and under main.
Yeah, my main did not go very well. I just wrecked too much. I didn't have the right tire too, so a lot of things.
Combination of wrecking and the wrong tire was not. you can have both wrong. So
Was it?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Did some guys end up on clay compound tire? Is that correct?
Yeah, silver, which is basically clay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot race was on clays. The only tire that really worked was clays.
Really?
Well, on the last day, and the day before.
Do you think you could have ran like gold ellipses and they would have been just like lights out?
I think gold would have been fine. The silver gold, I think the clay compound, it didn't really matter. Yeah, clay would have been fine.
Yeah, but like
Either
would have ellipses been good? Because what tire did you end up on? Silver compound reflexes?
Reflex,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, they were rehabs.
Or yeah, rehabs.
Oh,
But
rehabs?
Reflex and rehabs were good.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Kaden ran A2 ellipse and they were not good.
Oh, really?
He ran the purple ones. No, he ran that.
Oh, purple ellipse.
He ran purple. It didn't matter what tread pattern you had. It was all compound.
It was all compound.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, because Kaden ran so. For example, we can talk about it. Kaden ran Mayfield's silver rehabs that he ran in the semi. So they had 30 minutes on them. So when he got them, they were no tread whatsoever on them. And he ran them for another 20 minutes, and he was a second faster than he'd ever been.
Wow.
So that's how Fee and Kaden did so good, because Fee got Dakota's old silver rehabs that he ran in that last chance qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
And so they can never even be close to those kids until that last run. It was all tire. If you didn't have the right tire, you had no pace.
It reminds me of maybe the last or the second to last Neo Buggy race, where somebody pulled out clay compound tires and they worked really, really good, and nobody had ever done that before. And when I heard that, I heard Lefty talk about that on the broadcast that some of them were going clay, and I was like, oh, that sounds about right, because from our perspective, watching the race, and the way that track started to groove up the way it does, it reminded me a lot of a Techno Series race, where at the start of the day, there's no groove, and all of a sudden, halfway through the day, there's this dark, deep black groove in the corners, and I was like, ooh, I wonder if clay compound would ever work there. And then it at the end of the race, it kind of sounded like that was the way to go eventually. Yeah,
the last 2 days it was huge. If you had those, it was over a second of lap advantage.
So explain how Kaden got the pull through. I know we talked about this, and I had asked you through messaging, but since we had a lot of listeners last week that were like, yeah, what the heck happened? How he didn't even do anything wrong. How could he have gotten a call through or whatever?
Yeah, that was my bad. I was like last up to get him to the pits, so I ended up getting to the last pit spot on the end, which I shouldn't have been there. And I'd been pitting there all week, but I was like, it's hard to communicate with those people, so I didn't want to bump anybody over, which
sure.
I could have. Yeah. I probably should have moved him over, but I was like, oh, let's be nice, go to the end. And then just not even thinking, I was like, at the end, I dropped him down the ramp instead of dropping him on the flat spot. Like in America, everybody does that when you're the last pit spot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, and that guy called a penalty on it. I guess it was a penalty. So
lame.
Yeah, and he had a huge lead there, dude. He had
4.5 seconds.
Yeah, and that pit through was probably 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So it killed his. And then he worked his way back, so I was really proud of him. He didn't give up or anything.
Yeah, Kaden did awesome in that main. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I really cost him that. I had no idea. There were some odd, weird rules that nobody really knew. Camden and Lime got a pass-through penalty. Like, if you didn't drop the car, by the time they count to 4, like on the 4 count.
Right.
Then,
yeah.
Then you would get a penalty. You'd have to do a drive-through, pull through on that, too.
Yeah, Camden's dad was on Facebook complaining about that.
Like on a start?
Right.
Yeah, on the start.
Yeah.
Right.
Like America, it doesn't really matter. They just be down and quiet whenever. You know what I mean? Like you have to be down and quiet on the by the time they say, because they count down 10. They count down from 10, and by 4 you got to have your car set down. It's just different than here.
So they don't do that.
No drivers, and there's no drivers meeting per se, so you don't know any of these rules, I guess.
Well,
maybe you read all
yeah.
the rules,
So, but they have team manager meetings, though, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if they go over all those rules or whatnot. I don't know how that works.
So when I went to the Worlds in 16 as U.S. team manager, and I literally had 3 people on the U.S. team that clearly didn't need or want my help, I still went to the meetings, and they kind of laid out some of that stuff, and it was the team manager's job to go back and tell the team what to do. And I imagine not having a driver's meeting and having those team meetings, if you have an American team that's sort of spread out, were you guys with USA, or were you guys with your Hot Bodies team?
The Hot Bodies team was together, and we were USA together. So some teams were by themselves, like,
well,
a lot of them were spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, who was it? S-Works had their own pit.
Like Mayfield was
Mugen had a pit. Associated had a pit. Like, yeah, certain teams had a pit. Who was it? TLR, Techno, and us, HB were together. And they were the only ones that were in the American pit, per se.
Yeah. That's interesting. Okay, well, we got that covered. We had a lot of people that wanted to know.
So at least we learned a lot. I learned for next time. I'll know what not to do next time.
Yeah, no kidding.
You got a lot more ahead of you,
Yeah.
Is there did they announce it, like, where next year's Worlds were supposed to be, or are they holding on to that?
No, it's in Brazil, they say.
Ooh.
But
that'll be sketchy, though.
Yeah, but are they actually going to have it there? That's what I wonder.
The ones I'll say, I wonder how safe it's going to be. They'll probably, like, if you look at certain travel sites, they say not to go there, not to carry any cash. There's so many rules you got to follow to go there.
Well, I remember the last time they were in, I believe, Brazil, and like Live RC got shaken down for all their stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure, yeah.
And
yeah, you got to pay, like a lot of those countries, you got to pay. They know you have money, so they'll make you pay $500,000.
Yeah.
To get through customs and whatnot.
Would you like to wrap up like what your first Worlds experience was like, and maybe what it means for you going forward, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty awesome to go. I mean, now I know how it all works. You know, we know all the rules basically, and there's a lot of fast Europeans that I didn't really know about.
Yeah.
So now we know all about that. I mean, yeah, just going to Spain was a fun experience.
Did you take any time other than the race while you were there?
Yeah, Sunday after the race, we went. The whole HB team went to the beach. I mean, yeah, that was fun.
Sweet.
Then the first day we went to went to Madrid and went drive around a little bit too. It's kind of neat.
And was that all of your guys' first international trip, or Mike, have you gone anywhere?
That was all of our first. I mean, we've been in the Caribbean and whatnot like that.
Yeah.
Jamaica, but as far as any other non-Caribbean international travel,
non-Western hemisphere.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to? Can I ask you a little bit about hot bodies? So, has it been 2 years now or 1 year?
1 year.
And first off, I've never really asked you this or talked to you guys about this, but was that a how did that switch go? Because from TLR to what you are now, obviously we all have contracts. When I was a team driver, you signed every year. There was a couple years there before I finally dropped it all. I was like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I want to try something else. Was that something where did they seek you out, or was there something else going on there? If you want to talk about it, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it. But I've always been curious about that.
No, Mason. I asked Mason if you want to drive for any other team, who would you want to drive for? And he said hot bodies. He liked always watching all the cars, and he thought they looked like the best car. So
yeah. And
I don't know. I just didn't feel like TLR offered us a deal that we deserved. So that type,
Was your focus going to be more on 8 scale at that point, anyways, or do you still consider yourself to be? Do you consider yourself to be more 8 scale than 10 scale, or do you still consider yourself to be kind of worrying about or focused on both? I guess.
I would definitely consider myself an 8 scale racer.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only done 10 scale now very few times in the past couple years.
Yeah.
Since COVID, basically.
And that's kind of what I figured. I mean, just seeing you guys practice and seeing what you guys have done on the national level here. We were all hooting and hollering at the Nats and at DNC and all that. So, is that something? I mean, are you happy? I guess.
With running 8 scale, yeah. I mean, I like it a lot better. I mean, everything like the pits at the track, at the 8 scale races, I think is a lot better. You're outside and everything.
Nice.
I just like the nitro races better too. I don't know. Everything's better about 8 scale, I think.
Well, there you go.
I think 10 scale is good for practice, like driving, learning to drive. Like the boys really learn to drive good doing 10 scale. 'Cause you just set them out with the car, and the kids can do it.
Yeah.
But I think for like actual racing, I feel like you get a better. 8 scale is more representative of the driving, and you get longer mains, so if things happen, you can shake out. Like even at nationals, to me, it was like follow the leader type of thing.
Yeah.
Unless somebody wrecked, you really couldn't pass in 10 scale. At the 10 scale Nats.
Mm-hmm.
Say.
Yeah.
And that was it was just. I mean, it's cool in its own right. I mean, I get why people do it, but to me, 8 scale is a lot more to it. You got the engines, you've got the clutch, you've got just everything that has to work together, tie in the fuel stops. Just a lot more strategy, and the tire games. You don't have to grind tires and sauce tires generally. I mean, obviously this track it was more 10 scale on that end where you had to have the right tire, but generally you don't.
Yeah. And it takes kind of more of a team effort too in 8 scale, don't you think? Like the fact that your boys have you, as their main pit guy, and
Yeah, I think it's for father-son stuff. I think it's definitely a little more camaraderie in the 8 scale racing than the 10 scale.
Yeah.
Which you could turn the guy. I think 10 scale is good for Mason or Kaden to go practice by themselves. Like basically, I would just, like, when we had the compound, I would run the races. They didn't really need me to do anything. They would just charge their packs, do the tires. I didn't really have to do anything, per
Yeah.
se.
Is Brad Horsch still? He's got his track still, right? That's your main practice track.
Yeah, that's our only really track around here for 8 scale.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we run every day, or not every day, but all the time.
Yeah. Do you try to run that a lot? Like, when you can during, obviously it gets cold, but.
Yeah, I mean, we've been traveling a lot this year, so
Right.
I mean, getting ready for races and all that. But I mean, I try to go out there, and then school's starting now, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try and run there a couple times a week.
So what's coming up then? What race are you guys going to next here soon? Is it the?
I mean, our next race will be the Winter Series.
True.
Actual race, but then like the week after that we have AMS.
Okay, that's what I thought. Are you going to hit all those arena races then this year?
Yeah.
This coming up season?
Yeah, we hit them all this year. We'll probably hit them all next year.
Sweet.
Yeah, the AMS is my favorite, too, because you don't have to wait in line. It's, like, real structured.
Yeah.
Like, the waiting in line stuff's pretty ridiculous. This race is all scheduled, so it's kind of like a European-style race, where you just, when you're going to practice, you don't have to stand in line. You just get up there.
That's got to be nice.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah.
They started doing it that way for the AMS last year. Is that the first year they did that? I can't remember. First or second?
Yeah. Last year they did it. It was really cool. Plus, you get an hour and a half of runtime per vehicle, which is insane.
Yeah.
And it's all scheduled, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you pay more. Like, I think I paid $900 in entry fees last year to go to that. Wasn't that what it was? It seemed like it was something like that. It was crazy.
Yeah, 150 an entry.
Yeah, 150 an entry, so that'd be what? We did 3 classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was expensive. But it was, I don't know, to me it was worth it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that people are willing to pay the entry fee money, as long as the experience is good. Like they could charge like, $250, and if it was a structured event and you maybe got a free hat or something, you'd be fine with it,
Yeah, that is odd. You don't even get a shirt or anything, but whatever, that's fine. You think you would get a shirt for that kind of price, but
Yeah.
Or
Hear
a
that,
hat.
AMS? Free T-shirts and hats next year.
No, but I appreciate them doing it and putting it on like that. It's better, so either way, I'm fine.
Oh yeah.
No
So,
shirt.
is Mason? Are you still in high school?
Yeah, I'm a senior.
You're a senior this year. What do you want to do after high school? You have any plans?
I don't know.
Yeah. Nice.
I mean,
I was just curious. Hey, this is an interview.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not sure.
I guess
Well, he's gonna try to race, but
Yeah.
I guess the question is, are you expecting to race, full time, keep racing full time like you're doing now?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna try to, but I mean, we'll see. That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Getting ready to graduate high school is a weird time for sure. Like even when I was 18, I was like, man, do I go to California now or do I stay home? And I stayed home. I don't know.
you kind of got that window, that 1 year window where you got to make it, or I feel like that's what you about got is like 1 year. You really didn't have 2 years. You got to go out and prove you can do it that first year, really.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really have that much time, I don't think, after, because it's like, it's pretty hard to break into the pro ranks of RC. There's like not very many spots, and a lot of the careers have long lives, for the guys. It's not like there's much turnover, so
Yeah.
there's not a lot of opportunities. You got to get in there and make it.
Speaking of that, was it because was it the Nationals you got second at?
Third.
Third? Was it DNC you got? Which one did you get second at? I thought you got second at one of these.
I've gotten second at Southern Nats.
Southern Nats? Okay.
I don't know. Maybe another one too.
Well,
I'm not sure.
what did it feel like for you, Mason, to not only be up there on the podium with guys that I'm sure you've looked up to your whole racing, because you've been racing since what? You're like 6? When we were when Hobby Haven doing outdoor, you know?
Yeah, since I was 5, I've been racing.
I mean, what did that mean to you? Because you kind of split up a couple times this year. You've split up that traditional top tier guys. To make it so that people are saying that you're now a top tier guy. I mean, what does that mean for you?
I mean, yeah, last year was when I really was kind of starting to get up there, so that was really cool. That felt really good to be on all the A mains basically every time.
Right.
So I mean, this year, I would consider myself to be right up there with the top guys every time. I mean, I don't expect to be lower than all of those guys.
There you go. That's a good attitude.
I mean, he expects to be top. I would say he expects to be top 5 at least. You know what I mean? I think if you don't get top 5, you're kind of like a little bummed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, better than top 5, but if he's outside of, I don't know, even all those pros, you know, they want to be on the podium, or I think all those guys think they should be in top 5. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what's the point if you don't think that?
Yeah.
If you don't believe
there's
that.
There's probably 10 guys that honestly could be top 5. So there's always at least 4 or 5 guys that are unhappy with the weekend goes, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
tough.
Let's see. That's about all I wanted to cover with you. I think because I wanted to find out how your experience went. You know, I wanted to dip into the HB thing a little bit, since we never really have talked about that. I wanted to talk about maybe your future. Will, what do you got? You got anything?
No, I already asked all my questions.
Okay. So you are going to be at Winter Series Round 1?
Yep.
Yay. All right.
I haven't looked to see if any are scheduled this year with any of the big races.
Yeah, I think
Did you know if there's
the January rounds over one of the arena races. But I didn't have a choice. I couldn't change it because of the HobbyPlex schedule, so I couldn't get around that. So that's the one that I know of for sure. So
yes, we'll try to hit them all except for as long as there's not any of the big travel races going on during them.
Yeah, I know. But that's kind of the price you pay for being a big dog now. Sometimes you got to miss the techno series, you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think either Kaden or Mason's won the Techno Winter Series for what, 3 years now?
Yeah, Mason's a 2-time Nitro, and
then before that, I think Kaden won it that one year. That was kind of an oddball year.
Yeah, and then
Mason had a DNF, and I think Seth had a DNF, and they all missed the race. So Kaden kind of snuck in there on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we got to keep trying to represent. Hopefully, we get another one.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, before we let you go, because it's been about a half hour, I don't want to cut into your guys' time with Kaden. But Kaden also, just real quick. So Kaden has been a Roar Stadium truck champ. And then he got second this year in 13.5. Is that right? Or was it stock buggy?
Two thirds.
2/3?
Then he got third? Yeah. He got third and then 13.5 and third and 17.5.
Okay. I mean, are you guys going to end up with that Hot Bodies two-wheel drive car at some point?
Yeah. Well, we should get it. I need to talk to Chad about it. I think we can get it here soon. We're going to probably be having it at the HobbyPlex, I'm sure. It's got to be coming out pretty quick, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something I forgot to ask.
I haven't really talked to him because we've been so focused on 8-scale, but I definitely need to mention that.
Yeah.
To the team manager about getting the new car.
So
I think you'll probably. I'm hoping you'll see it before the end of the year.
Right. Yeah.
At the Plex, so hopefully.
Cool.
Definitely do more 10-scale this year, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, if you guys have the proper car, you know, with support of your sponsor, you know, it'd be kind of cool to get you at one of our 10-scale events at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on. I know you said Kaden should be playing tonight at some point. You said maybe second half, so.
Yeah. So we're gonna go finish up watching the game after that.
Okay, and then real quick, Mike, what do you do for a living? Because you work your ass off. What do you actually do? Like inform these people, because a lot of times you're working all day or all night, and then you're driving the boys to the track the following day with like little to no sleep. I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, I work for a water treatment plant in Des Moines, so it's 24/7 operation. So it's kind of how I get it to work. So I work the weekend. I work 10 days on, and then I get 4 days off. 10 days on, 4 days off. So I work every other weekend. So that's how I work. That's how I work it out, where I can go travel as much as I do.
Yeah.
know?
Well, that's good.
So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of work, but I don't know. Hopefully, it pays off for these guys.
How long have you been doing that?
Oh man, I don't know. Is it 9 years? I think now.
9 years? Oh, okay.
Seems like 20. Yeah, I think 9 years.
Okay. Because I was in Des Moines in 1993 when the water plant got knocked out.
Oh yeah, that was
And
crazy.
when we had to frantically fill our bathtub with water so we could wash our clothes and flush our toilets. So
Yeah.
that was a long time ago. I say 93,
Yeah,
I'm thinking, oh, it's 20 years ago. It's not. It's 30 years ago. Like, wait.
Yeah, I was in high school then.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. All right.
Yeah, they built a levee around the plant now, so the plant can't get flooded now.
Okay.
So
Well, that's
that
good.
can't happen again.
That's good
That's
because
one-
that was pretty freaking weird when that happened.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's one thing about Mike is he is not afraid to put the work in. You know,
Mhm.
I remember at that Hobby Haven race, you like single-handedly scooped off a top layer of dirt and mud off of the track so we could race. After we got rained out, he had like a 5-gallon bucket and you just kept walking around with waders on, scooping the mud and stuff off the track. And then even, like that time we practiced at the HobbyPlex one time, you and I went out there and cleaned the track off and everything. Like Mike's all about putting the work in so you can get the race in, or, like I guarantee if it rained at the Worlds and they had to put tarps out, Mike would have been the first one down there to help pull tarps or whatever,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Mike's the man.
I'm not scared to work, that's for sure.
Yep.
As long as it'll help keep the races going, I'm down for doing it.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. We appreciate that as much.
Mm-hmm. And probably like the one thing I like about you guys is there's not a lot of like bragging or anything like that. You just let the results speak for themselves, and you definitely some of the best drivers and family and team in the country. So it's one of my favorite parts about having you around. So
Yeah, I always try to tell the boys stay humble because there's always somebody coming for you, and you just never know,
Yeah.
Yep.
No doubt. I think the last time I legitimately finished in front of Mason was like 2018.
Yeah, a summer series probably.
Yeah, summer series or there was one winter series e-buggy race where my car and my driving and everything was like really good for no reason. Like it was just really fast that weekend. And that was about it. So
Yeah. Well, you was always one of the guys we looked up to, so both you guys.
Yeah.
So, when we started, you guys were the top dogs.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Yeah. Definitely not anymore. I enjoy watching the younger guys as they race and as they get older, getting better and then branching out to that national stage. I mean, it's been that way with you and Kaden. It's been that way with Tom, Alex. He's done pretty awesome. We have at Omaha now. We have a young group of drivers who are about to go to their first big travel race, at Hoosier RC here in a few weeks, and it'll be fun to see them get that experience and see what they can do with that sort of stage as well. So it's been a good time watching you get faster as you get older and really break into that national stage. And it also gives me a reason to watch the races, quite honestly. Like,
You know people.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
So,
that's how the boys got so fast. They had you think about it, that Alex, Mason, and Tom.
yeah.
There was three guys. I remember one year they went to the Reedy race, and they were all three, from one track in the open main. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that was
Kaden
sick.
Caden missed by like one spot.
Yeah.
So there had been like four.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like half the field would have been from Iowa in the open Reedy open race, which would have been crazy.
Yep.
So there's a lot of talent around in the Midwest. People just don't. I don't know. People don't really get to see it too much unless you travel. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're in the middle of the country where nobody really.
Yep. Yeah, you kind of have
we're
to
an oddball spot.
you have to buck up. You have to find a way to get to the races, and then when you're there, you have to take advantage of it. And that's for surely that's what you guys have done. So
Yeah, just tell these people to travel as much as you can, go to these races and learn. Just every time you go to these races, you learn a bunch. So
yep,
you should, anyways.
yeah,
Yeah.
Even if you don't do good, learn something. Every time you go,
oh yeah,
and take it back to your track and just keep improving every time. Just try to learn something every day. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
cool. All right, well, we should let you go. That's been about 40 minutes.
right.
So go
We better get back
enjoy
to the game.
Yep, enjoy the game, and thanks for coming on such short notice.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having
Yeah.
us.
Yep, you're welcome.
Oh yeah.
All right, peace out, guys.
Yeah, we'll have to do this again.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let us know. Whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, peace.
Yep, thanks. All right, that was Mike and Mason Fuller. Kaden is playing football, so they're at the football stadium in the car, trying to get the interview. And I told them 6:30, and I guess their game goes from like 5:30 to 7. And Kaden was supposed to play the second half, so they were able to sneak away and talk to us.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. What'd you get from that, from the Worlds? Like, what's that thing we always talk about? Like always bring golds with you because you never know.
Yeah, we always say that's always my like rule is always bring clay compound tires. Like I don't care if you're going to like DNC, like you just have a set of clay compound tires for whatever reason.
It's been fun watching them. Like I said,
Yeah.
and them and when Tom goes off and does well, and that those boys, they're all about the same age, and they all basically race each other every single week, kind of like we do it at the Plex a little bit. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, in a way, they're kind of HobbyPlex locals, just because again, right now there's no real track in the Des Moines area, so if you want to race, it's either us or you go to the east side of the state and race carpet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
okay, well, I guess we better remind everybody who we are.
Oh yeah.
This is Alex Sturgeon with the Hobbytown HobbyPlex, and with me as always,
Will Brinton.
And this show's brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com. Mention our show to either Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad, and get a 0.12. I'm getting texted right now. What am I getting texted for? Oh. Mention our show to Don Zoller, Aiden Olson's dad. Get a 0.125 off your interest rate or $500 lender credit. And that's how we're able to come to you weekly. Don't forget that there is a bet going on that needs your super chat money. So
Yeah.
right now we're at $69, and whoever
Nice.
finishes higher at this Saturday's Summer Series race, will earn that super chat money.
Yeah. I need that money bad.
I'm getting YouTube money on the 21st, so you will be getting your payment. So,
I'll tell everybody I'm building a go-kart for the was it the Turkey Chase at the Lancaster
Event Center?
here in Lincoln. Yeah. So, yep, getting an engine and a clutch on Wednesday, and I'm a hired gun, so I had to provide the engine and in the clutch and all this stuff like that, and I'm gonna go be a wheelman, see if I can still do it.
nice. When is that?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday after Thanksgiving.
After Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh,
So Black Friday,
oh,
that Saturday,
crap.
and Sunday. I know.
Oh crap! I can't come.
I was
can't
kind of
come
bummed
see
that
ya.
you weren't. Yeah, I was bummed that you weren't gonna be able to come. I knew you weren't.
That's a shitty time for me to try to leave, because Black Friday is a pretty big day for the store, and so is Saturday, honestly. So
Yeah. Well, and like when I worked at the store, I used to race go-karts when I was working at the store, like originally, like when I was in high school.
mm-hmm.
And they had that race back then. And I would I as soon as like it'd be like January, and they'd get the new calendar like for the days off calendar, and I'd mark that whole weekend off, and everybody'd be pissed about it. like yeah, okay, I'm taking it off.
Well, and then I'm going to Phoenix that week afterwards. We are.
Yeah.
So that would be rough for me to get those days off, as well as the following Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
My buddy who lives in Phoenix is 40 minutes from Chandler. So that would not have been
really?
a viable place to stay anyways. So that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but that's all right. We already got a place to stay, so I'm not worried about it.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay. I still need to buy my plane ticket.
Hurry up.
Yeah.
I'm probably just going to end up renting a car.
Really?
Yeah, because I can't. Remember when we went to well, you didn't go the first time, but the first Reedy race I went to, and I wasn't driving.
Mm-hmm.
It was miserable. Did not like it at all. The second when you and I went, we had to get a car. Like we had to drive.
Right.
So.
Yep. So. Yeah, it'll be good.
So, it's Summer Series week. Right after we're done here, I'm going straight to the track. I'm gonna make the changes that I've been thinking about for a month, and I got all day tomorrow. The track should be runnable Wednesday. So I know that like John Haas likes to come on Wednesday, and some other guys like to get some track time on Thursday. It should be good to go. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't, unless something breaks down. Hopefully not. So, but nothing major. Just I'm going to move some pipes and rearrange some jumps, and shouldn't take me very long, I don't think. It's weird timing though, because my back has been killing me again.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like a weather thing or what.
It could be.
But
the
I don't know.
Seasons are changing.
But I mean, it's still been hot out, so nothing's really changed all summer for my back to start acting up, a week and a half ago. So I've just been popping Advil and everything.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it feels this weekend. Emerson's pretty hyped about this race coming up. Not just the summer series, but next week too. The following week.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's pretty hyped. I haven't seen him this hyped in a while. I'm kind of excited. It's exciting to see him get back in, a little bit more deeper. He actually worked on his stuff. He rebuilt his whole truck.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Mm-hmm. We got RC18s. You don't have any parts for those, do you?
No.
Get any spur gears?
Maybe somewhere. I don't know.
Got any spur gears?
Maybe. I don't know.
We might need spur gears.
Yeah, you probably will.
We've got arms, knuckles, turnbuckles, spindles and front carriers. We have extra dog bones. We've got extra shock pieces, which we shouldn't need. I've never broken a shock before, but the only thing we don't have extra are spur gears.
Isn't there somewhere or somebody that made a slipper for that I thought tied in? Like, was it
really
Exotech or somebody a long time ago that made a slipper for those? And like it would make it. I thought Kimbrough made a spur gear for it.
Well, I found some spur gears online, and I just got to buy them unless they're not there anymore. But I also found some metal spur gears, but I don't really want to put a metal spur gear on, because then it'd be loud, but also then you burn up pinion gears instead. So I just don't think that's a good idea at all.
No. Unless it's nitro, it's the only time you ever use that.
Mm-hmm. What else is going on? We had the TCS race this weekend at the HobbyPlex.
Mm-hmm.
Actually had a good turnout. It was like 70 entries.
Nice.
And technically it wasn't the national finals, because there still isn't a ticket to Japan.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Japan still, you can't really do much there at the moment, I guess. So they're still not doing it. Or maybe when they made the decision, they definitely were kind of locked down. But even though it wasn't technically the finals, it still kind of felt like it. Instead of just like the winner getting a Tamiya kit, all three podium finishers got a Tamiya kit. and the trophies looked like way better than they had in the past. There was actual,
they weren't just the little medal.
Yeah, they were little stand-up acrylic trophies for the top 3. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that's cool. I still have some Tamiya medals from the Tamiya Champion Series race.
Kind of bummed. I'm sort of. I feel like I should have raced. I should have took that car, that GT2 car that I did the track build on, and not the track build, the build video on.
Yeah.
And Alex Vanderbeek TQ'd the March race with that same car, and gosh darn it, I should have raced. That's what basically the point is. I should have raced.
Yeah.
Even if I would have got second or third, I would have gotten a kit. How cool is that?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Top three all got kits.
Really?
Yeah.
I was doing it like second place only got like a body, and third place got like a set of tires.
Yeah, I remember the year I TQ'd F1 and then blew it. I think I got like a one of those Tamiya organizing boxes.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Those are pretty sweet.
They are pretty sweet. I still use it. I still use it to this day, no doubt. I don't know. That's about it. It's kind of a slow show. That's kind of why I wanted to bring the Fullers on today instead of next week when we're talking about the final summer series.
Yeah.
Are you gluing Are you gluing tires? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm gluing tires. I kind of need you to just like, can you like find me a plane ticket and like send me the link for it and I just like buy it? I'm like terrible at looking that stuff up.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I'll find you one. I know the R flight was full.
Oh really?
Which is why I bought it when I did, because I was really worried about prices, but I was also worried about not being able to get there when I wanted to get there. So I'll find you one that's close to when we are there. Sky Harbor is a big airport.
Yeah.
So
well, maybe there'll be one going out of Lincoln or something.
Yeah, I'll figure that out for you. I'll figure that out for you and send you the link. Man, this is going to be a really busy 2 weeks. Like I said, track build tonight, just changing a little bit. We got the Summer Series finals, and then I work for 2 days. Then me, Emerson, and Alex Vanderbeek are all driving together to Hoosier RC.
Nice.
For the next INS race. And, if you look at the entries for that race, the people that are confirmed, locked in, paid, and everything, that's like going to be the epicenter of 10 scale RC in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 400 something entries. The mod class is unbelievable. And kind of everybody in the 10 scale off-road is going to be there, it feels like.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out I'm not going to be there.
I know. I'm trying not to rub it in.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's going to be such a weird thing being there. I imagine the days are going to be really long. I'm only running 2 classes. Emerson's only running 2. I don't know. Just I'm excited for it, but I'm also kind of like how they were saying, the practice lines and you know the length of the events. I was watching the No Name podcast this week, and JQ was something I said way back. When I got a chance to go to the Worlds, it was unbelievably long.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I won't repeat what he said about it, but yeah, I listened to it.
It's true though. I mean, it's true. It's just long. I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe, and I guess this coming up INS race, they didn't make it a 5-day race. They have the entries where it almost would demand it, to make Thursday maybe a seeding day, and then have 2 qualifiers Friday, 2 qualifiers Saturday. But so I think they can still get it all in the way they're doing it in those technically 3 days, even though we're still there on Thursday, but it's, it's just practice on Thursday.
Right.
So I think the one good thing we got going for us there is I'm pretty sure Silver Slicks are just the tire. You just put them on and go.
It sounds like it. Do they just use TDK there, or do they use like
I actually
SXT?
That's one thing I needed to make sure about, because I don't want to bring stuff that we can't use. I want to make sure. I'm gonna find out if there's any sort of restrictions, I guess.
Right.
you know, because I don't want to bring this stuff and then I guess it won't hurt anything to not use it, but still.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just one less thing you have to worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was thinking about that. It's funny, again, hearing the Fullers talk about how they like 8 scale so much, and I personally am on the complete opposite end of that.
Yeah.
But I think my thing is like, in 8 scale racing, I feel like you do need to have a team. Like if you're father son, there's your team. You've got the pit guy, you've got the driver. Whereas somebody like me, you know, I've always tended to fly solo on these things, and I like that. That's one thing about RC I've always enjoyed is you don't have to be friends with people if you don't want to be, or you don't have to be a team if you don't want to be. You can. It's a individual sport for the most part, at least on the 10 scale side of things. But on the 8 scale side, I struggle because, you know, Emerson's now old enough. It probably would work out for both of us, you know, or for me to just be the dad and him to driver, which is fun. I will say that is fun.
That's kind of why I quit racing nitros. I just didn't have a dedicated pit guy anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like it's really hard to do without it.
But I was thinking about that, and I think I want to. I've been traveling a lot this year. Like I've traveled more this year to Adrenaline. Well, I guess not. I guess I will be. It'll be 3 races total that we'll be traveling to: Adrenaline, Hoosier, and then Hobby Action. That'll be more than I've traveled in 1 year than I have in 5 years.
Yeah, me too.
And I think next year I still want to maybe try to keep that up. Like I think I'm going to try to go to the Jam at Fastlane.
Oh yeah, in January.
Because that's easy. It's 3 hours away. It's 2 days in a hotel, and you know it won't be an enormous race, but it'll still be a bigger event.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I was thinking about there's certain races I've never been to before. There was always races on my bucket list growing up. I went to the Cactus. I went to the Florida Winter Champs when those two were still around. I've never been to the April Fool's Classic.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be a cool one to try to go to. And I think it works out with our schedule at the Plex. I don't think it would interfere with anything.
Yeah.
I would have done the INS this year. No matter what happens with how I end up, I would have done the INS series. So maybe not have to worry about going to that next year, the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we'll do the one at our place. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. 10 scale, there's 8 scale, you've got a choice. You got a big choice. There's races all year round. A lot of those arena events and stuff. With 10 scale, you don't really have as much of a choice, I guess.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to because especially now, like the surfaces that you run these cars on have to be so manicured, you know. I think that has a lot to do with it. I think that's why carpet is such a pleasing, you know.
Yeah.
You know, thing to race, because you don't really. I mean, it's still a lot of work to build a track, but you don't have to like water it and tamp it and till it and all the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When we come back from the INS, we're straight away beginning to work on the carpet stuff.
Yeah.
You know. We got to rebuild some jumps. We're gonna make some new ones. We got to repair some stuff. I got to cut some more carpet, you know, to cover the track and everything, so that we're ready to go. That's why the 8th is not a syndicate race. It's just a kind of a warm up, because a lot of that won't be done by then, anyways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because then, but I also have to put it in the oval. Well, I'm trying to figure all that out, and then the big track change for the Techno Series too.
Right.
October's gonna suck. There's not a lot of downtime for me. You know. But I don't know. Yeah, because there's no Reedy race anymore. I think the CRCRC race is. I won't have enough fundage to go to that one, even if, you know, I'd like to go to that at some point, but to be able to take that much time off a month after taking so much time off in December, I just don't think that would work. You know.
I kind of enjoy just doing the J Concepts races.
Yeah.
Personally,
it is nice because they're going to be good turnouts and I don't know. I like the format. I like the structure of the mains. I like how they have bump ups. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I like it. It is fun. Adrenaline's pretty far away.
Yeah. Would you ever want to do that one again?
I would. I'd probably fly though.
You would?
I think so, unless somebody else is driving again. Because it kind of worked out. We were in Tommy's truck. We took our share of the gas. There was 3 of us to split it. That was, that was nice and it worked out. But God, almost 24 hours in a truck together with 3 dudes that smell.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a ways. This is going to be a ways. It's 12 hours to go to Louisville, so.
Yeah. Yep.
So go-karts for you.
Yeah, I kind of didn't realize that I was committing to going back-to-back weekends like that. But it'll be all right.
I don't really have anything to fall back to like that.
No.
I think that's when I hear people talk about taking a break from RC or when they diss RC in general, when I hear that from not from anybody locally, but when I've heard that, I'm always like, I don't know what else I would do.
Yeah.
Like I'm so used to being at the track to race something, 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
That even when I do take a break, it's not even really a break.
Yeah.
Because I'm still there. It's entwined in my life.
Yeah. No, I and it was that way. Or right, yeah, like RC's always been like entwined in my life. Like it's always been my job or, something forever.
Yeah, but you've got like you said, you've got go-karts and you've got the mechanical mind to do to build scooters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's weird. Like I don't have that. There's not much for me to fall back to that's not RC. I will say video games, but that seems super childish for a 43-year-old man to say, but
yeah, I play video games.
I worked at a video game store for 5 years, so it,
right.
That was my other thing.
This is just like me doing go-karts again. Like I had this opportunity and I kind of I miss that world a little bit sometimes. And I don't know if I'm even going to do it more than those 3 days at that indoor race at all.
Yeah.
But I really like how my dad and I used to spend time together doing it. It used to be like the only time I ever saw my dad was when we went to races. And
yeah,
he's like committed to going. And I was like, okay, like we'll do it. So
yeah. Well, that's really good.
Yeah. That's what it has to do with more than anything. Just something to do with my dad. Because he comes to the RC car track while he sits there,
Yeah. It's kind of like why Gretchen doesn't come to the track very much. She just sits there.
Yeah. Nothing really for him to do. I tried building him a car and he ran a 5-minute practice and I was like, all right, he'll get some laps, and he didn't make 1 lap. So
I think I remember that.
Yeah. I was like, we should probably come on a practice day.
Yeah.
I just thought you'd be able to just do it. Like, I don't know. I kind of forget how hard it is to do, drive an RC car around a track.
Yeah.
But and I don't know, maybe I'll do this. I don't really like it as much as I used to, Who knows? I thought about racing just Friday nights during the summer out at Eagle. But we'll see what happens, see if I enjoy this or how much I enjoy it, but I may hate it. Who knows?
Yeah. I doubt you'll hate it. All right. Well, Richard, maybe we'll do a pivot break so I can go pee, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, I have to pee.
We'll get to comments. You guys, there's not too many comments. We started the show with the interview, so that worked out really well. So we'll do our pivot break. If you have a question or comment, leave us one, and we'll get to it. Otherwise, after that, I think I'm going to bail because I got to go build a track for everybody.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This is a Pivot Lending Update with David Olson and Don Zoller. Get some.
This is David Olson with Pivot Lending Group. Today we have Brian Tattaviano, who is the CEO and owner of Pivot Lending Group. Brian, thanks for joining.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
For the listeners, the 5 C's of lending: credit capacity, capital, conditions, and character. So those are kind of the 5 blended. But Brian and I work with a lot of financial institutions, whether it's credit unions or community banks, that do a lot of character lending. As things change and pivot in the near future, I think there's opportunities for people that are listening that you may see something on TV or on the radio or on a podcast or something like that says, hey, we're XYZ mortgage company from all across the United States, call us, boom, boom, boom. But I think if you're in one of those situations, before you start to look at maybe programs that are coming up to help put you in a position to purchase the home, that you maybe reach out to your financial institution, if it's a community bank or a credit union, because there is a lot of character lending that still hangs with those people, goes a long way. I mean, we do a lot of originating for credit unions and community banks. We always have. And I'm hoping that the credit unions that still have the spirit of the credit union, there are some credit unions that are larger than most banks that I know. But some of the smaller credit unions that are the epitome of that spirit are there to help.
Well, credit unions never engaged in subprime lending as defined by the industry. They never did it. What they did was common sense loans. If they had been a member for 20 years and they got a divorce and their credit score went down, they would still look at a loan, a car loan, an equity loan, whatever it was, because they had the relationship. And that character piece, albeit subjective, it's a big part.
Yeah.
It's a big part of how credit unions and community banks, for that matter, how they lend. It's about the relationship. It's about working both sides of the balance sheet, which is assets and liabilities, which is the complete reverse for the financial institution. Your asset is their liability and your liability is their asset. So if you can swing, if you're comfortable with the payment, buy a house. Because long term, it doesn't matter what today does. It doesn't matter what rates are at today. You can refinance very easily from a 30-year to a 30-year. Equity prices, historically speaking, take all the noise out, trend upward. May not be 18% per year, but it will increase as far as value is concerned over a long period of time. One of the best forms of creating wealth is buy-in through the equity in your home. I don't suggest that you go out and you buy a ton of investment properties, but a primary residence is yours. It's a good way to be able to justify. And I know that's easier said than done, but to Dave's point, as the market cools on the real estate side, 3% down, 5% down mortgages will be looked at again. You won't have to go in as a cash buyer. You can go in with lower down payment. But over the grand 10, 15, 20-year period of time, owning a home is a phenomenal investment.
Let me know if I can help. Give me a call, 402-881-5951. Shoot me a text. Just make sure that you put your name on there and the best way to reach you, whether it's via text or email. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
David Olson, NMLS 16099. Don Zoller, NMLS 277589. Pivot Lending, NMLS 109995.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Dude. Oh, is that his wallet? I think that's his wallet. I do miss wearing my TLR, wicker shirts. I think that's what he's wearing. He's wearing a reedy wicker shirt. I need to get one of those because it's shiny, right? Oh no, it's a J Concepts one. They don't have a wicker shirt, do they? Is that just a regular wicker shirt?
Oh, are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
What? Oh, what were you saying? Huh?
Joseph Fitzsimmons says, Alex, say hi to the Ran Out of Talent podcast as they're recording tonight as well.
Ooh.
I was gonna open this with two things. My wife bought me 2 Karate Kid Cobra Kai type T-shirts to wear.
Wait, no, your favorite.
So I got a Cobra Kai Strike Hard, Strike First, No Mercy shirt, and then I got a Wax On, Wax Off shirt. So that'll be exciting. I'm trying to figure out what to wear to my 25 reunion coming up. Because
that would be what I would wear.
I do not have a lot of clothes.
Yeah.
Like I've got some shorts, and I got some fishing gear for like outdoor. You know, I bought one of these like sun shirts is what they call it. So it's a long sleeved, light like hoodie, but it's really light. So you don't get super hot even if it's 100 degrees out, but it keeps like the sun away from you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have a lot of like clothes anymore. So I don't know. So Gretchen's trying to help me out with that.
That'll be good.
Yeah. I got a text from Emerson while we were talking, and so we both got these RC18s, and I got mine running yesterday, and I remember now why we got the Impulse RC drag link and why we switched servos, because the steering on my car is atrocious.
Oh, yeah.
But Emerson texted me. He goes, dude, he's like, my RC18 is freaking dialed. I don't know what you're talking about. So he's already talking smack, basically. He's trying to get in my head. Because we're gonna have our own class. It's gonna be mod 4-wheel drive.
Oh, just the two of you?
There should be me, Emerson, Logan, and then I think Eric Jarman. I think's got one.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So yeah. So there'll be at least 4 of us. But he's already talking smack. And I don't know. Oh, and then I had the craziest dream last night. It made me wake up and go immediately to our lizard, because I had a dream that we had a bearded dragon, we had a pet miniature alligator, we had a snake, and then we had like more kittens. And the alligator escaped the cage and was going around hunting the kittens. And I was like doing everything I could to get Hydra away from the alligator, because I was afraid that the alligator would eat Hydra. And I think I had this dream because I was looking through some pictures last night, and I found one of the pictures where Hydra, our bearded dragon, was like as big as our finger. And she's this big now. I mean, she's fat and she's happy. So I don't know. So immediately I woke up today. This is my day off, so I could sleep in a little bit. I woke up. I immediately went to her room and opened up the cage and let her crawl on me, because I was like, oh, poor lizard.
Yeah.
So
Poor reptile.
Poor reptile.
Whenever I see a lizard, I always think that 9 Inch Nails song. Reptile. Blood of Reptile. You don't know what I'm talking about?
Maybe if I hear it.
Oh, yeah, you would.
I bet you. Am I the only person that knows more music, more songs by the track number rather than the actual title?
I don't know. Maybe. I think it all has to do with, like, it's hard to talk to anybody that actually listens to a whole album anymore. So, you know
That's
what I mean?
true. That's true. But like, you know, when CDs were really popular, you know, I knew most songs as track 4 from that CD, or track 5 or track 10. I didn't actually know the name. If they were a really good song, you know, I would go there. But nowadays it's kind of different, because with Pandora, if it's a good song, you got to look down and actually see who's singing it and what name of the song it is, I guess.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, you know, you have your old portable Walkman with the skip, like, what is it, like the ESP
skip button
or whatever? No,
Yep.
no, the ESP protection of like 30 seconds or 45 seconds or something. You know what I'm talking about? You remember those?
Is that where like the your Walkman would shake, and then it would find its way back to the spot where it started to shake?
Yeah,
or skip or whatever.
It would like read so many seconds ahead.
Oh,
and so like you could bounce around for like 45 seconds, but you had to, and then it would, you know what I mean?
I think so.
Yeah. But you just have your portable Walkman, and it only says like track 1 on it.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like now, like it does. I think that if you listen to a song on Spotify or Apple Music, you listen to a whole album. When you play it, it doesn't say track 1 this. Like
Right.
it says it's this.
Yep.
You know.
I
Build some new shocks for my 2-wheel.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, so I've completely tore down Emerson's 2-wheel, Emerson's truck, my 4-wheel drive, and my 2-wheel drive got rebuilt last week.
Oh, nice.
So I'm pretty good.
Well, that's cool.
I'm sitting pretty happy. New seals and almost all the shocks, except for my 4-wheel drive. It didn't need it. But Emerson's car definitely needed it. And it showed because last Friday his car was way faster. I got a new R1 motor for my 4-wheel drive.
Oh, nice.
So I had a Hobby Wing G3 in there, and now I got an R1 for Hoosier. I'm not gonna race it next week. I might practice with it a little bit on Friday just to get a feel for the motor, but I'm not gonna race it.
Yeah. I'm just running 2-wheel. I'm not running a truck. I'll bring my truck just for pictures.
Bless you.
Big sneeze. Yeah. Just for pictures or whatever. So
yeah,
since I won.
You won it. This is a weird year. Almost every class was determined round 4.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while since that's been the case.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, all the door prizes, I counted them. I got to get all those figured out Wednesday and Thursday. ProTech just sent some stuff yesterday or Saturday, I think. So we got one more box coming from them, and I got to hit up J Concepts to remind them real quick.
Nice.
I think we're going to be okay with door prizes again this year. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's always a fun part. Fun part for me is seeing everything come together at the end.
Yeah.
We'll go through comments. Real quick too, I want to give a shameless plug that Talking Fish RC, which is my LLC that handles like hiring me for running races and stuff like that, now has a lot of open spots because unfortunately the Hutchinson track is no longer open, and they were my fall and my early winter hire.
Yeah.
So if any of you guys watching this want somebody to come and run your race for them the right way, you can get a hold of me through Talking Fish RC on Facebook Messenger or through my personal. I don't care. And we'll see if we have any dates open. So I'm shameless plug. I'm trying to pimp myself out a little bit.
Nice.
So we'll see what happens next year. I think Eric still got the his oval race that he had last year that went really well, and I think the race at Emery Park went really well. I think that track might be in flux, like who's going to run it and stuff. So we'll see what works out there, but you never know.
Yeah.
Peter Renault just super chatted us real quick. Will there be streaming this weekend? So yes. That's one thing I got to get hammered in. I'm going to try to use this live stream camera the whole time, and it should be up. If not, if I don't get it up on the computer, I'll definitely do the lower mains. But again, I got to use my phone for the main. So there will be some sort of streaming going on, and we'll do like a Friday walkthrough type thing again, because I got to do that for all the sponsors to show that we are in fact giving out what they gave us, because that's gotta suck sometimes, like being a manufacturer and you get these requests for door prizes and you send all that stuff out, and then there's nothing, like you never hear from it again. You don't see what actually happened. You wonder, did they keep it all? Did they just put it in their shop to sell? Like,
yeah,
that's got to drive you a little crazy. So I try to back up what we do by doing a video every year, and then I can use that video next year when I'm accosting door prize sponsors again. So,
yeah, your product here.
Yep, exactly. Let's see. A lot of hellos, a lot of heads up. Just to show who was on here. John Haas, Peter Renault, Bender, Steve RC, Lance Murray, Mark Schmidt, Fasty, Jesse, Matt Kessel. Haven't talked to him in a while. Steve RC. So Steve Eichler. Let's see, Steve Wall, Joseph Fitzsimmons from the Ran Out of Talent Cup podcast. Anthony Santee. All those guys are on here. Jacob Heidbreder. Another Hot Bodies dude. First question, and we already answered it. Are you gluing slicks, Will?
Yeah, for this weekend. I already have some gently used gold compound ellipses and dirt webs. So I needed some more slicks because I ran the ones that I had for so long that I can't run them no more. So I got some new slicks here.
I think with as quickly as the track went to slicks last Saturday that we raced with as few people, I don't see that being a problem. Getting right back on slicks again.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be some new track, but I don't think that's going to matter too much.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm gonna probably run these 2 or 3 times on Friday night and call it a day.
Yeah, I'm going to break in tires this weekend for my 2-wheel drive.
Yeah,
I got 3 sets of slicks that I wanted to get some runs on.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Kessel, great interview. Excited to see everyone at the Winter Series. I think the Winter Series can be big again. Although there is a race going on the first weekend in Colorado. I think Roman Gastelum is producing an indoor kind of arena style event.
Nice.
So it's gonna have a lot of those Colorado guys go to that instead, and so it'll still be big, but I'm actually okay with that. Like, I'm not saying that I don't like it when we have 246 entries, but man, it ends up being a long day. So, but we get it done. I mean, there's no getting around that part of it. We still get it done. So,
yeah.
Will the track be open Thursday night for practice? Says Steve RC. Yes, it will. I don't see that being a problem. Like I said, unless something breaks down tonight or tomorrow, I don't see that being an issue. Everybody agrees that I'm just getting old. Steve Wall thinking about the fast lane race. The January Jam, now sponsored by ProTech RC. I just want everybody to know that we're the ProTech race in April. You can call the January one the Jam, the ProTech Jam, but we're the ProTech race.
Yeah, it used to be Venom for a long time.
Yeah, till Venom.
Then it was just the Jam, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's good. They got some sponsors.
Yeah, it is, no doubt. Where do I get a B6.3 carpet setup sheet for the Plex? I think you can just go to Associated site and click on it.
Yeah. Honestly, those are the ones I start out with. They're just whatever's posted. There's probably a really good Rivkin one or something good carpet setup on there.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. That's usually what I do, honestly. That or just the kit setup actually gets around really good.
Yeah. What did I do last year? The Losi one. There wasn't a whole lot out there, but there was like where did I find that one on Pettit RC?
Yeah.
Found one on Pettit. That's a place you can go to as well. And you shouldn't be worried about any computer virus stuff. B6.3 carpet setup. First thing that comes up on Google. And so here's Pettit RC. There's a whole bunch on Pettit. That's you can just Google Pettit RC. That's always. Do you go to that site a lot? Because that's when I'm having trouble finding a setup sheet for anything. That's where I go, and there's usually stuff on there.
A lot of my setups are on there.
Really?
Yeah, they always end up getting put on there.
That's pretty
awesome. Like if I post on Facebook.
So downloadable setup sheets are on Associated site, and so here's a Brent Thelke West Coast Carpet Championship, Dustin Evans, Doug Lariviere. There's a Spencer Rivkin, So they're out there. Just go to. You can either go to Associated Side or Pettit. I would go to one of those two. There's the Western Carpet Nationals from Spencer Rivkin.
Mm-hmm.
And just follow that, and then see what it feels like and make a change from there.
Yeah.
Crazy Jay Fairchild, looking to make a small comeback to RC soon.
Oh, really?
That'll be cool. He just had a kid.
Really? That's cool.
Him and Dylan Volker both have, I believe, little girls right around the same time too. Yeah.
Nice.
Anthony Santi says his Dromeda will probably be in the mod class after this Tuesday. That's another one. I forgot Anthony's got a Dromeda. I won't be able to race this Tuesday because I'll be busy with the track, but the following week should be fine. David says that no, that's just a you thing, and we're talking about the CDs. I thought for sure I was not the only one.
It's funny
because back when you had cars that had CD players, they wouldn't show, like nowadays they'll show the name and the title. But my Honda Element had a CD player, and it would just show the track number. It wouldn't actually show the title of the song. Peter Renault says if the hit song was track number 1, don't buy the CD. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Peter's got his final 3-day race this weekend. I saw that he just posted on our when I posted about the Fuller interview. He posted a picture of him on the podium making his first podium. Thought that was pretty cool.
Nice.
And he wants to know, do you have a B74.2 yet?
Me? No, not yet. I don't know if I'll probably end up getting one at some point, but I'm kind of fine with truck and buggy. Oh, Alex has one.
So, after hours this Wednesday, I will be starting my my B74.2 on the live stream. I was going to do like a whole separate video for it, but to be honest with you, I'm starting to get kind of lazy, so I'll just do it on the live stream. I got nothing else better to do, so tune in Wednesday or after it loads up. We'll see how far I get before I get tired. Might be able to build the whole thing. You never know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm going to start building mine because again, I wasn't going to race 4-wheel drive on carpet, but now I am. So
there you go.
There you go. So we'll see what the kit's like on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a difference would I see upgrading my motor and ESC and buggy? He's still running an old Novak Edge and 17.5 ballistic.
Who is?
Anthony Santi.
Oh, you'd see a pretty big.
You're going to see a pretty significant difference.
Like I bet the lap times just melt away.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The Novak motors were pretty strong, but your ESC, how do I put this? Your speed controller is probably holding you back. From going any faster.
I remember, I had I was trying to run a Novak GTB in modified at the Plex a long time ago, and I took that out and I bought a what was it? A LRP
Quantum
sphere.
Quantum sphere?
No, maybe it was a sphere. I can't remember what speed control we ended up on. It was the same one that when I ended up started driving for Associated, it was the one that they had. Because back then we'd run LRP speed controls and 3D motors.
Yeah.
But just going from the Novak speed control to an LRP speed control, it was like instantly like I could actually drive my car and put it where I wanted it.
Yeah.
Like
my biggest gripe about the Novak speed controllers, and they sort of, was it the Pulse? Was that what the last one was called?
I think so.
The Novak Pulse. So they sort of got better with the last speed controller they had before they stopped being around. But my biggest gripe with Novak was the braking.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would be on the track and you would hear somebody come by with an Orion ESC, which at the time there wasn't even Hobbywing. Hobbywing was making Orion speed controllers, if I remember right, but there wasn't Hobbywing out yet. But you can
not
hear
in the way we think of Hobbywing.
Right.
Hobbywing back when Hobbywing, like we first heard that name, It used to be just like that guy has the cheap hobby wing system or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
it was just like, oh, cheap China stuff. But now it's like a lot better. But anyway, go ahead.
But you would hear cars go into the corners, and you could actually hear the brakes working on the car. That tone that they make, you could tell which cars had the latest ESC versus guys who had Novak speed controllers. To put it bluntly, like they didn't sound the same, and they didn't brake the same into the corner. I could never dial out brake lock on a Novak. Whereas you can do that totally nowadays for sure, but I could never get that. I could never get that feel that I wanted. So I had to learn how to drive again. When I was sponsored by Novak, I taught myself how to drive with a buttload of drag brake, where I would let off the throttle, and the speed controller would make the car brake on its own. And I learned how to drive that way. And then when Novak closed up in 16 and I went back to Orion, I had to learn how to drive again. I had to learn how to use finger brake again because I didn't trust it before. And with those newer speed controllers, you could dial it, however much brake you could dial it in or you could dial it out, but you could actually use your finger and not have your car just go into a corner and spin out because the brakes would lock up.
Yeah.
And nowadays, dude, so Anthony, I think if you went from an Edge to just even a stock speed controller, you would feel an enormous difference in how your car felt, how it took off, how it braked into the corners, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh yeah.
I think that's it. I better get out of here because again, I'm going to be working on the track tonight until I get tired. So,
okay.
You got anything? Got anything else?
No, that's about it. Yeah, I'm just getting some tires glued up and finish up my shocks for this weekend. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the summer series. It'll be cool.
You said you weren't going to run carpet, right?
I don't think I don't see how I'm going to be able to. I don't know. I might race carpet and just do it, just to do it. Because it's like, what else am I going to do? Because I'm not planning on racing 8 scale.
What if you raced the B74 that I have?
Oh.
And I raced 2-wheel.
Oh. Well, I was planning on racing 2-wheel.
Were you going to race 2-wheel?
Whatever.
Okay.
That's what I would race.
Because I was gonna do mod buggy and 13.5 4-wheel drive. Emerson's racing stock, expert stock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do. Well, yeah, I'd have to do something to be able. Well, I plan on coming up on racing dirt on Friday nights.
Yeah. See, I didn't want to change my car over, so I got my dirt. I got my dirt 2-wheel drive now, and I got my carpet 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive.
I'll just get it. If I race carpet, I'll just get another car, but.
I am going to have to change around all my electronics, but that's what they make those cool trays for now.
Yeah.
Just plug it right in. All right. We better go. Thanks to the Fullers for coming in on short notice, and that was a fun talk we had with them. I haven't talked to them in person since last winter series even, so it's been a little while. But I'm glad they were open to the idea, and I learned, I got a little bit of insight. I think that's what we all want. I think us laymen's want insight on how the world's worked and what went down behind the scenes and stuff. And I didn't know about the tires at all.
Oh yeah. I knew a little bit about it, just hearing about it, like listening to other podcasts because they talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Mayfield had that what is it, like overview or whatever he did.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about that a little bit, but yeah.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Totally cool. All right. Well, once again, show brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. Find them at pivotlending.com. Mention our show, Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad. Get 0.125 off your interest rate or $500 lender credit. And we'll be back next week. And then the following week, we won't because it'll be the first Monday. So no super chats tonight to add to the $69. So I guess that's what it's going to be. $69 up for grabs between you and me.
I need that money.
$70. So there you go. No holds barred.
Yeah. It'll be cool.
I hope so. I hope I don't have to hack you to get that.
I hope I do to get that. It'd be that much sweeter.
All right. Bye.
See you guys. Thanks for listening.
Yep. Thanks.